Thanks for tuning in to this week's RCenthusiast.com video. This is the first video of the three-part series on RC maintenance. This week we're covering common wear points of your drivetrain that need to be checked regularly. Part 2 will cover suspension and chassis components, and Part 3, electronics and nitro components. Routine maintenance and checkups will keep your RC running at its best and ready to run when you are. The task can seem intimidating, but we're going to walk you through, step by step, explaining what to look for and what to fix. Set your vehicle on a car stand or another object so that the tires are not touching the ground. Hold one of the tires and spin the opposing tire to feel for any binding within the center drivetrain. Now, if your drivetrain isn't smooth or it feels like there's binding, there's a few possibilities of what it could be. Make sure there is no debris like small twigs or grass or stones wedged within the external drivetrain components like the center drive shaft, dog bones going to the wheels, or pinion and spur gears. Over time, ball bearings will wear out and need to be replaced. You can tell if your ball bearings are worn out by moving your tire back and forth and seeing how much slop is in the bearing itself. Now you can increase your ball bearings life by simply maintaining them and lubricating them. Lubricate your wheel bearings often using a thin lubricant. For example, this Dan's Banana Lube, which is designed for ball bearings and ball joints. If the ball bearings appear to be dirty or have a gritty feel when you spin them, they need to be cleaned before you lubricate them. To clean your bearings, you simply need a cleaning solvent like this WD-40. To make the job a little bit easier, RPM RC Products has this bearing blaster. It's a two-piece nylon construction. You place the bearing on the lower half of it, place the cap on top, and take a spray nozzle from your cleaning solution, place it on top of the cap, and blast the bearing with the cleaning solution. Pop the top off and you have a nice clean bearing. And the cleaner actually goes through the holes on the bottom half of the blaster and soaks into a paper towel underneath of it. Some rubber shield and metal shielded bearings will need the shields or seals removed before blasting to get all of the grime out of the bearing. Brushing the bearings with a toothbrush or a fine brush will further remove any grime. Once your bearings are clean, you can slide them back into place. Apply your thin lubricant to the bearing. Work it in. And put the wheel back on. The same procedure works for any transmission, differential, or center drive shaft bearings. While you're working with the wheel bearings, check the axles and drive shafts to make sure they're not scored or pitted, and if they are, replace them. Plastic and metal drive shafts can become sloppy with use. If the slop is excessive, replace the drive shafts before they break. Tires can experience excessive force while cornering. Work your way around the edge of the tire, looking for any spots where the tire has come unglued from the wheel. Double check your gear mesh, as rough conditions and jumps can knock your motor out of place and alter your gear mesh. A gear mesh that is set too tight or too loose can damage the teeth of the spur gear or the pinion gear. If you see any teeth that are damaged on either one, replace it immediately. And last but not least is the slipper clutch. Double check your slipper clutch pegs or pads depending on which model you have, and make sure that they still have plenty of bite left on them. If your slipper pad is damaged in any way, replace it. Also check friction plates. When you reassemble your slipper clutch, tighten the lock nut all the way down, and then turn it out however many turns your manufacturer recommends. And now when you drive your vehicle, adjust it from there.
The light is blinding.
And that's all there is to it. Make sure you check for wear and tear on your gears, axles, drive shafts, bearings, slipper clutch, and tires. Keep your bearings clean and well lubricated, and you will have a solid, reliable drivetrain that'll last run after run. Thanks for watching the first part of this 3-part RC maintenance series. Next week's video will focus on common wear points of the suspension and the chassis. Click right up there to subscribe. Click on the TT01 here to view last week's video over painting a body. Log on to xxx-sct for more useful information like what you've seen on this video. Thanks for watching.